G'day guys and welcome back to the JFBS SuperCoach channel. And today what we're going to go through is the team lineups for round 3. We're going to be reviewing who's going to be playing this week, who's been dropped, who's coming in. It's all going to be exciting. We're also going to do a quick review of the Geelong Cats and Adelaide game. Mind you, I didn't watch the whole game. I kind of half watched it in the fourth quarter. I was out last night at a function, so couldn't really watch the game there. Maybe might have to flick it on sometime during the week. But to be fair, this score doesn't really intrigue me to watch it. I kind of want a lot of goals to watch, but yeah. We can have a look. These are the scores I've seen kind of for the first time, except for my guys that I've got on my team. But yeah, Bailey Smith, 172. He's not going to be going down in price anytime soon, which is really nice. Okay, the Cats jumped on my bench. Piss off. Max Holmes, pretty happy about this pick. Brought him in. 27 disposals. 121 SuperCoach. Very, very pleased with that. Exactly what I needed to bring in to replace Petrarca or Rosie. Tom Stewart with a 120. Got Sean Manor with a 119. I feel like how many people went with Tom Stewart? Let's have a look at the players here. Okay, cool. It's going to load slowly. That's okay. Surely there's a spot where you can check what the swing is, coach's choice. Season change. Is it here? Maybe we'll do Geelong. Sorry, we're now going off topic of how many people have brought in Stewart. 3% season own change. So shout out to that 3% who have got him or brought him in. 120 is a very nice score. Sean Manor with a 119. Grind Miners with 113. So if people were worried about the replacement of Petrarca and went with Myers, good stuff. You picked a good one. Connor O'Sullivan with a 106 and a 105 by Shannon Neal, not Sean. Ollie Dempsey with a 96, which was nice. A few 80s here. Nothing SuperCoach related until we get to Tanner Bruin. That's amazing. He lost 3. So he had a 26 at quarter time, 32, 50. Oh, that's horrible. And then went down to 47. I mean, I don't know what happened. 15 disposals. I know he did nothing in that fourth quarter because I was checking myself. Yeah, look, it didn't seem he doesn't have because he obviously didn't have a disposal, but what did he score fantasy? 22, 33, 53. He had 0 kick-ins, but he had 7 CPAs. Interesting. Obviously not playing that last quarter didn't help, but yeah, look, very disappointing there. Moving on to the Crows, we got Rochelle with a big 127. So shout out to those people who had him at the start and took that risk. I'm not going to take that risk personally. Josh Worrell with 30 disposals had a 97 SuperCoach. If you brought him in, you probably thought you kind of wanted maybe another 15 points, 10 point swing. That's okay. You get what you get, and you'll probably take it, honestly. Soligo, Peatling, Bonberry. Bonds, that's pretty decent with a 84. We can have a look here if this doesn't glitch up. We'll go Adelaide. Hugh Bond, he's already played 1 game. He scored a 50 last week. He's got an 84 this week. What's his break even look like? -8. That's not too bad. And if he just goes 60s with this one for 84 here, 45, 38. He's not bad. He's not a bad idea to bring in next week if I'm struggling for rookies. But yeah, there's that. So keep an eye out with Hugh Bond. But to be fair, there have been quite a few injuries for Adelaide. But, they put up a pretty decent fight for the circumstances that they had. Cook was another guy. I brought him in last week, not this week, but scored an 80. So solid for the amount of people that brought him in. Very good there. Lockie McAndrew with a 40. He must have had a horrible Yeah, 65 disposal efficiency. Pretty bad. But look, you're fine with it. He had 40 hitouts. 8 of them were to advantage. So, my lord, they would have smashed Geelong on the ruck. Yeah, 15 and 11 and 12. Compared to the 40 and 11 there. So, look, he'll get better. He'll make some good money. More money than he's projected. But, yeah. And I don't think there's really anyone else. I don't think people are thinking of Maley. The Chase Jones idea, I think, is dead, unfortunately. Scored an 86 last week. He's got a 38 this week. He'll probably make a similar amount of money, but look, or a similar break even. Minus 39, but then, yeah, look, he starts to slow up a bit. But once again, he's probably one of the guys that's out. And Luke Pedler, the 730 people that have him, bad luck. So that was the Adelaide Geelong game. For me, with Bruin, McAndrew, brought in Holmes, so very nice. I've got a score of 316. Could be a bit better. I mean, everyone's got McAndrew and everyone's got Bruin. And I felt like there's another guy. Todd Marshall's also injured there. Was there another guy that scored? 1, 2, 3. Oh, and Cook down here at 80. So I've got his on-field score. He'll be making some decent cash as well. Gets to 200K. All right, sorry, I've yapped quite a bit about that game. Let's talk about the other ins and outs for the rest of the league. So we've got out for Collingwood is Buller, Allen, and Parker. Don't think many people had them. Oscar Steen, he could potentially be another rook for us. He's a 22-year-old playing his first game, so very exciting for him. And then Jeremy Howe and Darcy Moore. Out Harry Rouston. That's pretty stiff, I reckon, for people that decide to punt with him, but that's okay. And Jack Buckley's injured as well. James Lee comes in at Ollie Hannaford. I should probably have the players thing up. How much is Hannaford? 119K, 0.3% have him. So hopefully give us 2 weeks and we'll see how he goes. So nothing really there. Brisbane and St Kilda. Boxall was omitted. Interesting. And Anthony Caminetti, obviously, with that hamstring injury. Butler and Howard are in. Nothing really SuperCoach relevant there. You've got Zane Zakostelski. That's pretty stiff. James Tunstall as well out. And Dan Annable. He's out for about 4 months with that shoulder injury. But they've got some pretty big ins back. They've got Darcy Gardner, Zach Bailey, and Logan Morris. So people that went with Zane Zakostelski over Mitch Edwards, yeah, look, you're pretty unlucky there. You kind of expected it, though, as soon as Gardner went out, like as soon as Draper came back in and Gardner went out, you kind of knew that Zakostelski was about to leave. So it makes sense for the Lions. So I wouldn't be really complaining too much because we all probably expected Zakostelski gone. Freo Richmond, this is going to be a bloodbath, I think, or, well, it will be a bath because it's going to be pissing down rain over there. But you've got Nathan O'Driscoll and Oscar McDonald out, and you've got Brennan Cox in. He seems that he has dyed his hair. Oh, is he bald? He's bald. Excuse me, Brennan. And Jaeger O'Meara. Jaeger O'Meara? Jaegermeister. But out for Richmond. Brody, Lynch, Nankervis all injured. James Trezise omitted. Interesting. I didn't think he'd get omitted. But this is interesting. Who's going to replace Toby Nankervis? It seems like it's going to be Campbell Gray. So that is going to be barbecue chicken for Luke Jackson and Sean Darcy, I'll be honest. Unless they play Lafau. Well, they'll play very 50-50, I think, with Campbell and Lafau. Maybe even Jonty Fall, which he is back. Luke Traynor playing his first game of the season. And Jasper Alba as well, who had 5 goals in the VFL. So very happy about that. Essendon, here we go. So we got Dyson Sharp. It says that he's injured. But it says that he's available here. So is he playing or is he not playing? Let's have a look at the lineups. Will it say his name? Okay, so SuperCoach is having a nightmare at the moment. All right, so we've got Dyson Sharp, who was injured. That makes sense. And that's completely okay because I think we're going to keep him and he'll be back in the squad, I reckon. Hussein Al Achkar, if you wanted a pod rookie, this is the guy to go for, but out. Max Kondianis out as well. Jaden Ewan out. Mason Redman out as well, injured for a while. The ins are interesting. Archer Day, Wicks, Saad El Hooley, Jay Gresham, Archer Mate, and Jacob Farrow. This guy's finally playing some good footy. He'll be an absolute definite to watch. Yeah, it's got North Melbourne, Western Bulldogs, then Melbourne as his first three. So very good stuff there. North getting rid of Griffin Lowe, Constanti, and Jack Darling. Okay, well, they bring in Callum Coleman Jones, Aiden Core. And last but never the least talked about out of these six, Georgie Wardlaw is playing his first game. Very good. He'll be super coach relevant. Maybe he goes down in price a little bit because they want to try and integrate him into the game. But that's very good. If he goes down in price, I'll be pretty happy, and I think others will too. He'll be very good for the squad. There. Port West Coast, lots of ins and lots of outs. This is Sunday, so it hasn't been completely confirmed. So we're just mentioning the guys that could be on the extended bench. So out that we absolutely know of is Rosie, Bergman, and Marshall. That's pretty bad for Port Adelaide. All injured, which is disappointing. And you've got Harry Edwards and Milan Murdoch, the guy that was supposed to save our super coach, Cash Gen. I mean, not save, but really uplift it, is out as well for, it seems to be 3 to 6 weeks. It's not a bad hamstring, but it's not good. But so we know out of these 6 guys that 3 of them are playing. My cat keeps jumping up on the bench. But seeing that Ollie Wines and Will Brodie are available, you think it's those 2 that are coming in. And out of these 3, I think it's going to be Lockie Jones. So Will Brodie playing his first game in Port colours. Hopefully he does really well. With Rosie out for a while, and Bergman, I don't know how far is available. What's that, 2nd of March? Oh, that's at the start of the year. Okay. I need to get another one of the injuries up there, but that's okay. I guess we'll go to the Port Adelaide website and see how far away. Great bloody. Sorry, I've got a Miles Bergman out for this weekend, ankle injury. Bergman we assess further next week and determine his availability. Okay. Doesn't really say. Maybe he's out for only a week or 2, so we'll see how Will Brodie is with his with the way he keeps his spot. But for the Eagles, on the other hand, you get Harry and Edwards and Murdoch are out. Could Josh Lindsay come back in? That would be nice. I thought he was a bit stitched up, a bit stiff there. Tom Cole, we're kind of hoping he doesn't. But with Harry Edwards and Milan Murdoch off, you're trying to think of guys that are in their position. So, or maybe they might move some guys to bring like Lindsay and Cole in, or Sandy Brock. But you think Sandy Brock comes in to replace Harry Edwards? I think he's a defender. Tell me if I'm wrong. Harry Schoenberg as well, Malachi Champion are all good options as well. Last, but yes, least, because Carlton's playing. You've got Carlton, Melbourne. The definite outs are Cooper Lord, so he's out with illness, and Disco Turner injured, which means one of the 4 of Blakers, Frankie Evans, Jordan Boyd, and Taylor. It's not Taylor, Burn. I think you think that Blake Acres comes in. And then for Melbourne, with Disco out, who comes in? It's going to be one of these 4. Probably Tom McDonald's is the one that comes in because of positional needs. Or Max Heath, maybe. But yeah, those are the lineups. Really not many. I mean, yes, we've got Will Brodie, who has been confirmed playing. So we've got him, which is exciting. We've got Jacob Farrow, which is really exciting, and George Wardlaw as well. Jasper Alga, he might be a decent option at the forward line, but we've got a lot of them at the moment. And I don't think there's really anyone else. So with these ins and outs, this might affect Houston, but I'm scared for tonight. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. Um, those are the team lineups for round 3. Let me know your thoughts and feelings of how everything's going around. Um, yeah, very excited. Very excited. I'm going out tonight, so I won't be able to watch the game. Gonna go to the Wu-Tang Clan concert, which is very fun. But yeah, anyways, that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys have a good one. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on what your team's looking like, how my team's looking like. I think I've done pretty okay with my selections with Cook and Holmes. Not so much Bruin or McAndrew, but everyone has them. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. Hopefully, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.